All right, so we talked about our games we were playing.
Yeah.
The big thing they kind of revealed this week was the Destiny 2 trailer being out there. I, I seem to kind of recall people mainly just complaining that it's them sort of showing that they can have humor instead of showing gameplay, and then announcing that there's a gameplay reveal in May. What do you think?
Well, I guess humor would help with that series because like the first game had no personality. Uh, I don't
I mean, it was funny.
the first game.
The no, the
Oh,
trailer
the
was
trailer.
funny.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot, kind of like Borderlands almost.
Yeah,
But I don't know about you, but I have no interest in Destiny 2. I didn't like Destiny 1 that much. So if they want to do it, fine. But I probably won't play it, even if it is on PC.
do you think that the gameplay might persuade you at all, or maybe playing a beta or anything?
If I had like people to play with, that might help. But I have no one to play with when I play online games. So like that kind of does nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of generic shooter, 101 with the MMO aesthetic or whatever. I'm gonna give I guess, the beta a chance, but then again, you can play it and perhaps you play a lot of it and you don't get much more after that. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
get,
Destiny 1 had a lot of problems. So I really hope that they fixed the issues for Destiny 2.
yeah. I mean, I think they're probably banking on the humor might carry you through a little bit more, like you're saying. It was them sort of just poking fun at themselves and, oh, there's gonna be a lot of loot. Great, everybody laugh and again, I'm not like totally just, oh, Destiny 2, let me jump on that, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Now,
give it a shot, I guess.
now if it's the Division 2, I'll make it on board with that.
let's uh let's hope that there could be a Division 2, you know. You think there's a chance?
They're still working on Division 1 content, so probably not for a while.
True, let's hope they can get all that kind of ironed out and whatever. Did they ever fix the PC thing with the
I doubt it.
cheating?
Who knows? But I think the Division on PC like didn't do well for them. Like it did well initially, but then it dropped off really quickly. So,
Ah, okay.
and the problem with PC is there's a glut of online shooters out there. So,
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to kind of get your attention away from the game, especially if it's having problems like that one is. But before we go on, they have announced the free games for both Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus. I think the PS Plus ones are from April 4th on. Xbox One, it's starting tomorrow, which you can get Rise, Son of Rome, an Xbox One launch game, which was decent for an Xbox One launch game. Surprised it's taken them this long to actually put it on there, but kind of cool that it's there, I guess. If you like God of War, it's in that same vein. And Darksiders 1 for you, and Assassin's Creed Revelations on Xbox 360.
I have both games on PC, so I'm good.
I think I have Darksiders 2, so I guess now I can complete it with Darksiders 1. Shh. Yes.
I mean, Dark Darksiders 1 is a decent enough game. It's basically Dark Legend of Zelda, and you're not a huge fan of Zelda, I don't think. So I don't know if you'd
Well,
particularly like it.
I got the guide, so now I'm kind of getting through it and enjoying it. I think a bit more than I mean. Look, it's actually a fun game to just walk around and explore things. It's
I,
just you
but
know.
I think that's kind of the point. Like, I don't think getting a guide is fine if you just want to blow through it. But I think the whole point of that Breath of the Wild particularly is just get out and explore. Like, you don't have to mainline the quest or the story quest.
Well, that was the main thing. Like I just didn't kind of know what your. I would get lost in what am I supposed to do here? Walking around and grabbing the apples and killing the Bobokins and shooting the boars is cool, but I kind of want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm not like I mean me and open world games without structure usually don't work very well. So I guess now that I have the structure, getting to also walk around and just enjoy the game as well uh, makes it a bit more fun. So I don't know. Maybe I will. I've been enjoying it more. I played it at work because I had to be there a little bit early, and it was fun just for an hour, just knowing that I'm actually going through the game this time. So,
Yeah.
um, staying on the, I guess say you get drawn to death, which it seems like we've been waiting for that game to come out for a long time now. So, yeah.
I mean, people are waiting. Some people are waiting for it, but I think those people are crazy.
You don't think it's gonna be good?
No. Remember Twisted Metal?
Yes. No. I I remember not liking that game at all either. So
I I I don't particularly think Jaffe's a good game designer personally.
I enjoy the God of War games.
Yeah, I mean to an extent, but I don't really play them that. I never finished a God of War game, honestly.
It does get samey after a while. So
I think I have
yeah.
all. I think I have all of them too, somehow or another, and I get like 2 hours into one, and I'm like, I'm done.
I felt like I was making myself get through one or Ascension just cause, and I don't think I totally always enjoyed myself. So I kind of agree with you. You get Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, which did come to Xbox One, I think, a few months back. So if you don't have both systems, there you go. That's a nice little indie game. And you get Invisible Animals, The Lost Kingdom, and Alien Raids Extended Edition for the PS3. Those just jump out as, I don't know,
Games no one cares about has even heard of.
right? And you get 10-Second Ninja and Curses and Chaos for the Vita. They're crossed by with PS4, so I guess
see
two
my
more PS4 games.
see my content above about games no one has heard of or cared about.
Right. Like I think I've made mention before, it seems like they're making a point of just now the Vita titles are going to be crossed by on purpose, so it feels like you're getting more games for PS4. But if it's
It,
games you're never going to play,
yeah, it's like a bunch of indie games that no one cares about. Or
yeah,
I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, if you're into them, but let's be honest, no one's into them that much.
yeah, it's not even like those name indie games that you're going, oh, I've kind of been waiting to. Like there was Lovers of a Dangerous Space Time. You heard that one, you might have been interested in it. Oh, it's free now. I'll play it or something. Uh, but I mean, I guess after a while you do run out of stuff. So you know.
Start emulating more PS2 games. Get them on there.
Don't have us play $15 for them. That'd be nice. Sadly, that's probably not gonna happen. But so moving into talking about news again, it's sticking with the shooter theme since we're already there. Call of Duty this year looks like they're gonna go back to World War II. Since Sledgehammer is making the games this time. Are you more or less excited by going back?
I guess more. I guess I'm interested to sit, but my level would depend on what missions they do, like if they're just going to do D-Day again for the 8th time. Uh, and also, like, what's the next game going to be? Is it just going to be like another World War II game? Because I don't want that.
Yeah, are they gonna do Black Ops whatever again, or you know?
I think
I,
the next one would be, I want to say Infinity Ward. So Ghost 2 can finally get made.
that's exactly what everybody's been waiting for.
Like I just
But
think the Call of Duty franchise is just lost at this point. Like, I liked Infinity Warfare, but it didn't sell that well, and it, considering how much it went on sale, like even like a week or two after, it like they seemed just desperate to like sell it. And there's just a reek of desperation emanating from that series over the past 2 years that, like, if they didn't, try to monetize the hell out of it and release it every year, it wouldn't have that. Like, it's just getting burned out.
yeah, and I think that's. I mean, Battlefield was smart. They went back to World War One, something that you don't have a lot of games of. I don't feel like Call. I mean, it seems like Call of Duty. They were hinting at it last year, so they had this idea, and I think it's good. But they might want to follow the Battlefield trend and maybe take a break.
Or else just say fuck it and make like a Call of Duty War of 1812 video game. Everyone gets a musket. You get one shot, and you got to take 5 minutes to reload.
Somehow, I don't think that that's going to just grab everybody's attention. Though.
Be awesome.
Hey, it's the game where you want to shoot fast, but we're making you shoot slow on purpose because it's 1812. Why not?
Yep.
At least it's historically accurate, right?
That's the important thing.
So, I'm sure you're sort of interested in this, being the Assassin's Creed guy here. There's talk of course, there's been talk that Ubisoft was working with Netflix on a series. Now there's talk of an Assassin's Creed TV show. So perhaps the connection is with Assassin's Creed and Netflix. We've seen how that's worked for, things like Skylanders and whatever. But that's also an animated show, much easier to do. What do you think? I mean, obviously it doesn't take much for it to be better than the movie. But what do you think being a series, having other successful series there for to go off of for Netflix, the Marvel stuff and all that. What do you think it needs in order to kind of continue that trend?
I think the movie was not like, the movie was bad because they apparently cut out like a 90 minutes of footage, which it felt like they cut out a bunch of crap. And it's like, why'd you film it then? Or, like, why did you focus so much on the past stuff? I think an Assassin's Creed TV show might work if it's based, the problem is what era or what, I guess, game do you base it on? I would say 2, but there have already been shows like that, like the Da Vinci show. I forget what it's called, but that was pretty much that. But how do you make it, I guess, relevant or connected to the would you just try to do like a point for point remake of like a game, or would you try to do something original? Like, I would try to do that, I guess, or connect it to the game a little, but I don't think it'll work that well, considering it's the same dude who made the movie.
I mean, couldn't you spend more time though if, let's say, it goes over multiple seasons, like exploring the stuff with the Animus, then you go through high points of one, and you got plenty of games there you could go through, I think, for multiple seasons.
Yeah, I mean, like the first season could be like the first game. Second season could be like Ezio's storyline, go like that. But I guess Ubisoft does like not have the greatest track record for this type of stuff. So I guess it would be nice, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Remember that Far Cry movie?
Oh yeah, we're still waiting on that. I think
No, they made a Far Cry movie.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about
Uwe Boll, rocking it
Oh,
hard.
well, we, let's like anything that he makes already, it's gonna be terrible. Maybe if somebody else. I still contend that the Prince of Persia movie wasn't that bad. So,
They
you
should have
know,
got Paul Walker for the Prince role.
hey, would have been better, I think. I'm not the biggest Jake Gyllenhaal fan, so you know, replacing him to me would have made the movie stupendously a better watch. But I think it's the part of it too is that Assassin's Creed's so interactive in that it's you walking through, it's you interacting with these historical characters, or just you're the one that's deciding whether you're going to kill this guy or whatever. How do you make that into a now you're watching it and filling in the blanks where you would have been able to decide where you want to fill those blanks in?
I would actually say the biggest problem with me actually with this would be the budget. Because I don't know if you saw Iron Fist, but that series seemed cheap to me. Like they made it like very with little money, and like Assassin's Creed has a lot of production values in the games. So trying to do a series like that on the cheap would not be. I don't think it would work that well.
Did the other ones carry that same sort of banner of the other Defender shows, or
No, but they were also smaller in scale. So it didn't really matter. Like, Luke Cage is in Harlem. I mean, it's going to look like shit anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or
right?
even Jessica Jones, like, she's in, like, rundown areas, so it's fine. But Iron Fist is like, oh, he's a multi-billionaire, the Rand Corporation, and there's only 2 locations in the entire show.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Uh, I've Do you think they're kind of just making them all on the same scale, and then they're going to make the Defenders the one where they spend more money since it's all of them together, or
I mean, I hope so, but, like, you didn't watch Iron Fist, did you?
no? I haven't yet. No.
Yeah, watch that, and then like, well, if they cut up this character, Defenders would be better for probably.
I
Can we get
yeah
Can we slot in the Punisher instead? Like,
I think you're right about that. I mean, it's obviously like a lot of those shows set in those kind of times. It's all about how much you spend. I think obviously they're not going to spend a ton of money on it. So, or is there going to be less fighting and more talking in pubs and stuff, or you know,
I doubt you'll be climbing like the Sistine Chapel or
right?
the Colosseum or anything in this thing. So
That kind of already leaves you with a sour taste of what are they really going to give you as far as scenery, and that's one of the things that's huge about Assassin's Creed. So,
yeah,
you know, if we ever get to Assassin's Creed 4, are you going to be able to afford a boat to put them
well
in the blast?
they'll just get the ship from Black Sails until that show's ending.
Yeah, exactly.
What's actually funny is like Assassin's Creed, like there have already been 2 shows based pretty much on Assassin's Creed, that Black Sail show and the Da Vinci's Demon show.
Well, at least they got things to take from.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both good series, so that's a plus at least.
Yeah.
The top 10 game sales for February have come out, and most of them are older games still. I don't know what that says about the current crop of games that are out there, or just, uh, you know, the just the lack of big games right now, or just that people are still playing the older stuff. But the 3DS sales went up again, 77% over the previous month. PS4 is still your highest. Hardware, as far as hardware goes. And Grand Theft Auto 5 is still selling like hotcakes. The third ranked game for February, and this is without digital sales, by the way. It's really, really crazy. Neo is ninth, which came out towards the beginning of the month. For Honor came out a week afterwards. That was number one. And Resident Evil 7, which came out at the end of January, is second, with a bunch of older games all filtered in. Anything, thoughts on that here?
Yeah, like you said, GTA 5 is crazy. Like, there are other open world games out there, people. Move on.
What do you think of the For Honor people, the backlash against the you can't unlock everything without paying?
Well, technically you can unlock everything. It just takes fucking 4 years or whatever. I mean, Ubisoft is just greedy. Like,
their line of, well, this was never intended for you to unlock everything in the game. This is like WoW and MOBAs.
Then you should have put that on the fucking box so no one would buy it. Like,
we didn't really want you to play past the 3 characters that are there. Like,
it's the same.
Okay.
Well, it's the same thing with like Rainbow Six Siege. It's like, oh well, the 3 default characters suck, but if you spend $5, you get halfway decent characters instead.
Yeah, it's more about monetizing instead of saying, hey, you can unlock things that are going to make your characters much better.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's the way games are going in general, but still.
It's like, why don't you just say, like, have the game be $60 and say if you want to play on the good servers, it'll be $10 more.
Yeah, might as well, right? Like, okay, let's just start paying for you to get the good stuff as a part of some kind of pass at the beginning or whatever.
Yeah.
Not even a season pass. Just, if you want the great content, pay $10. But you can get the DLC stuff for another $20 later.
Like,
that may or may not come out.
I don't mind season passes to an extent, but it's not even part of a season pass. It's just, if you want to buy this emote, give us $1 or $2.
Yeah, rather not. Game Freak advertised that they didn't say Pokemon in the name, but we know what Game Freak makes, and when they make something known as we want a designer and a 3D CG designer for someone to work on characters, monsters, and items for a title that everyone knows. I don't know. Let me guess how many games Game Freak makes for us to just trudge through. I'm pretty sure we know what this means.
It'll be another Harmonite game.
Yeah, exactly. They also want people to be able to make character models Wii U, PS Vita level. I think that even makes it more obvious that they're looking for a Switch title for Pokemon. Now, months back there was that rumor of, are we just going to get an upgraded Sun and Moon that's going to be called Pokemon Stars? Or do you think that it's another spin-off game, or what do you think?
I think probably both. Like, initially it'll just be like a quick port job, and then they'll spend the next 2 or 3 years making another Pokemon game for it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think definitely this is a game that's going to sell a ton. Being able to play it on your Switch, on the go like you already do on 3DS, but being able to play it on your TV. They finally trigger that experience and they do it well, just license to print money at that point for
especially
Nintendo.
since it's never been like a Pokemon game on home consoles before.
There is part of me that has that trepidation of, will they finally do it though? Is this not going to be another Pokemon Coliseum that shows up or whatever?
Although I wouldn't mind another Pokemon Snap.
Yes, please do. let's do that. Like, you know, let's. I mean, especially because you can walk around with it, sort of simulate the whole walking
Yeah,
around and getting to take the, press the one button to take the picture.
it'll be like Pokemon Go.
Right. Yeah. Uh, I think you can do that already in Pokemon Go with the taking the picture of the Pokemon. So, why not? Why not
Yeah.
do that? Super Mario Run, however, did not meet Nintendo's expectations. Uh, Apparently, what do you know, Mark? The model that everybody is used to with your phone, that sells a bunch of money. But the one where you pay a set price and get your game like you do on the other systems, it doesn't do well. Uh, Nintendo says that they don't want to go the Fire Emblem Heroes route. How long until all their games start going this route? Or, I mean, it is Nintendo. They're pretty defiant when they say we don't want to do something, but...
Well, I think there's two problems. First of all, Super Mario Run is too much money. It was like $10, which is like fairly unheard of on phones or mobile devices. Like a few games did away with that, but not many. And also, like, it wasn't very good. Like, that was the other issue. Like, if it got universal acclaim, then people would have bought it, and then they would have made money. But it got pretty middling responses from people, so it's not surprising it didn't sell well. Like, also, aside from, like, Pokemon, I don't know what other series, except for, like, Animal Crossing, which they already are doing, what Nintendo series they could easily monetize.
Yeah,
Like,
Animal Crossing is almost made for that.
I mean, yeah, but that's also coming, I think, eventually, too, so...
Right.
But Pokemon's obvious. What are they going to do? Make an Ice Climbers, like, Endless Runner, Endless Climber? I mean... So many of their games are single player focused, or like that one-on-one experience that they can't easily, like, oh well, the first 5 levels of this Metroid game are free, but the next 10 you have to pay $1.
Yeah, especially when you got a big Super Mario game and Super Mario Odyssey coming out in December. You've got Zelda that is huge. You can't just put that on the phone. I mean, unless you just make now I could see them making that like co-op game or whatever on the phone, or just making a smaller, I guess like a 2D Zelda on the phone or something like that. 2D Metroid on the phone.
It'd be cool if they ported over that Puzzle and Dragons Mario game to phone. Like, I might actually buy that.
I would agree with you. I think that, something like the Pokemon Puzzle League or whatever, I think that could work too.
But also, I think Nintendo, they value... I mean, they have a right to an extent, but they overprice their franchises and games too much.
Yeah, that's their big knock, right? That they never, other than when the eShop has a sale...
Which is very rare. I mean... much rarer than like Xbox Gold or PS Plus.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the eShop has a sale on their games.
Yeah.
Nintendo made games. I mean, they have sales every week, but it's mostly on stuff like it's not even on games like you really want. It's like games you don't care about or if your God existed on that system. It's or virtual console stuff.
Like I bought a copy of Smash Brothers Melee for $40 for a GameCube game that came out 15 years ago. That's crazy.
Well, part of that also because they're not making the game anymore. So
yeah, but it commands such a premium. I mean, there are millions of copies of the game out there, but people want it. Like the minute they get that proposed GameCube emulation thing and that Switch ready, it'll go down $20 or $30 or whatever. You can.
Right, but I'm sure that would not be surprised if it's $30 on Switch to play it.
Yeah, but that's the issue. Is like it should be. I would say it should be at max $20.
I mean, wait, what did they charge? Wasn't that what they charged for Super Mario Galaxy
Yeah,
on the console? So I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. If you're charging for a Wii game, I don't think it'd be totally bad if you charge, $20 for a GameCube game, especially one that's all digital like that. So
yeah.
I think if you go any more than that, though, you're overpricing it. But like you said, though, Nintendo, they do what they want when it comes to their products because they know people are going to buy it. They did get bad news where they were able to confirm that the Joy-Con sync issues are a manufacturing problem. Again, I haven't had a problem with my Joy-Con, so I'm sorry if you're one of the ones that's affected by this, but I personally can't tell you that I've had this issue. Uh, I will tell you that don't have your phone in front of it or anything, any kind of wireless like communication thing like Bluetooth or whatever that causes problems. I mean, the system has problems connecting to the internet at times. It has the sort of thing you have to do with your Xbox One, where sometimes you have to hard reset it in order for it to start functioning normally again. I had to figure that out because all of a sudden I got home one day and it wouldn't connect to the eShop, and I was like, what the hell? And I had to hard reset the system, and then it started working again. Like the Xbox One does that, where it just randomly gets into the, oh, hey, you haven't reset your console in a long time, so I'm going to make you do it, whether you want to or not. Uh, but, I mean, it sucks. I think
Yeah.
they're saying that apparently going forward, if you buy a system, this is not going to happen, but I don't know what you do for the people that are having this problem and they can't really fix it. I mean, they can fix it with a patch, but I
No,
don't think it fixes it all the way.
no. Like you send in the Joy-Con, and they send it back to you.
That's kind of, yeah. Didn't they have to put in some kind of foam or something
Yeah.
inside for that? Look, I mean, this happens sometimes. You have system. I mean, this is not a red ring of death or whatever, but still, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Feel bad for the people who have to deal with this. The EA Play lineup for the EA thing during E3 that kind of starts off E3 now. They are, of course, bringing the sports games that you expect, the FIFAs, the NBAs. And wow, they're back to making an NBA Live again. Madden. But you'll get a Star Wars Battlefront 2 playable and a new Need for Speed. I still don't care about
I'm good.
Need
I
for
don't need another.
Yeah.
Unless they bring back Razor Callahan, that's all I care about.
I still blame the movie as far as me, like, it killing my... I don't think I ever want to play a Need for Speed game again.
I like Need for Speed, but I like Need for Speed games where you can actually pause the goddamn game.
I think the last one I played was the I forgot what it's called, but I think it's like Auto Run or something like that, and it's totally based on asynchronous multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, this is fine. But
I played the 2014 game. It's on PS4, and I played it for 5 minutes, and I went to pause it, and you can't. And I'm like, people don't spend, an hour of their lives, staring at the screen like intently, like they have other shit going on. Like you have a kid, like you're not gonna go tell your kid, hey, kid, leave me alone. I gotta win this race real quick. Don't you just pause the game and you go deal with her.
I mean, even in a race, if something happens and you have to veer off the road,
Yeah,
and do something else, guess what? You got to do it, right? So, it doesn't make any sense where you can't stop the game because they have to simulate that this is really happening or whatever. I mean, that's kind of silly.
the last Need for Speed game that was good was Hot Pursuit, and that was
Wow.
2012, I think.
Yeah, it's what 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, that was Criterion making it when there was still a Criterion left.
That should tell you everything you need to know right there. Uh, so there's a Evil Within 2 sort of been leaked. I liked the first game well enough. It had its problems. I'm surprised that they also sort of announced that Rage did well enough that they could get a sequel. I feel like it's been forever since I heard of that game, but you interested in an Evil Within 2, especially in a post-Resident Evil 7 world now?
I didn't play the first one, so I no. Uh, I guess maybe. I mean, if it's not letterboxed and like has actual horror in it, because I remember the first game wasn't a lot of the first game's problems. Like it was just always like it was pretty much an action game.
The first game, actually, part of the problem was that it was too much of a survival horror game. Like,
Oh,
you're just only thing you're really doing is escaping from these things that are there, and then it was like overly hard at times too. It's just like, okay, there's really not a way to get through this without dying a ton of times and having to figure it out that way. It's like that gets annoying.
yeah.
There wasn't enough of, okay, can I just go and find a gun or find this and kill it?
Okay, yeah.
That's what's
Leon,
hard is you have to mix that.
will rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy show up in this game?
Probably not. But,
Damn it.
you know.
Pre-order canceled.
Didn't you say they're making the Code Veronica?
Yeah, they're not remastered. They're just thinking about porting over Code Veronica to the PS4 and Xbox One.
So what's left? Resident Evil 3?
Yeah, that game they couldn't port that over. I mean, that game is just too gnarly looking, like pixelated and stuff. Code Veronica, it's old, but it was based on at least the Dreamcast, so it gets kind of a pass, but it's also a 15-year-old game. Actually, older than that now, 17. So just don't do it. Let it die, or actually remaster it and put in the time and work. But
I mean, if they're taking the time to remaster 2.
Yeah, but 2 is beloved, and Code Veronica was well liked, but doesn't have that cachet with it.
Well, they love making their money, so will not be surprised if it actually happens.
I think down the road it will, but it depends on how much Resident Evil 2 actually costs versus how much it sells.
Right, but I mean, they basically ported over 0, 1, 4 through 6 on like everything imaginable at this point. So.
Yeah, but those were newer at least.
Right, but I mean, like, if they can do it, they'll try to do it because they just want the sales.
Yeah.
I mean, Capcom was the one that made it pretty evident that they have two trains of thought. We're going to make some original games, but we're also going to capitalize on our old games. And I guess give them credit for being honest about it.
Like, we can talk about it later. The Disney thing that they announced like a few weeks ago, that's a cool thing. This Code Veronica thing is not a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, they did. I like the thing they announced with the Disney Afternoon Collection. Of course, it kind of goes in hand with the new DuckTales series coming out. You get DuckTales 1 and 2, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, and Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers 1 and 2. Which, what's the price going to be, $30 or?
I think it's only 15, maybe 20, but
wow, that's not bad at all, honestly.
And it's going to be like that Mega Man Legends collection where they have save states and like a rewind function, and probably like a whole bunch of pre-release material or stuff like that.
Yeah, it comes out in a few weeks, April 18th. I have fond memories of DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. The other two, not so much.
Darkwing Duck is a really great game. It basically is a Mega Man game.
Sweet. I don't really remember Tailspin at all.
Neither do
I mean,
I.
the show I do, but not the
Yeah,
game.
not the
So,
game.
I remember DuckTales 2 not being as good as number 1, and that's about as much as I remember. But still, for the price, pretty damn good, and to get all the things and get it in one package, that's pretty cool that they're doing that. Like you said, getting Code Veronica ported over, you know, I mean, yeah, you don't have PS2s and Dreamcasts anymore, but go through and just remaster it at that point. If you're doing that with the, why not do the upres and do it as a PS4 or PS2 game or something?
I remember that. If I remember right, the PS2 version of Code Veronica was not good. Like they had some issue with it. If I remember correctly.
Ah, well, I don't know then.
Yeah.
Got to figure out something. Speaking of remastered StarCraft getting remastered, the cool thing is if you don't have the originals StarCraft Anthology, that'll be free once StarCraft Remastered comes out. It can go up to 4K. Everything's gonna get beautifully redone, I guess. There's apparently also a LinkedIn which shows Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 sort of people needing people to work on those, so I guess maybe those are going to get remastered at some point. Do you like this idea of going back and remastering the?
Yeah, those games are classics, and they're also putting in the effort to remaster them. Like they have like you can switch between the old graphics and the new graphics, and yeah, there is a dramatic difference.
I mean, I saw some people complaining about that they didn't think it was dramatic enough to warrant, I guess, paying like $60 or whatever. But you think it's going to be like budget priced, or is it be full?
I could see it being 40. 60, I think people would still buy it. I mean, I probably will. Or I'll get their dumb collector's edition because I'm an idiot. But, yeah, that game's like one of the best RTS games ever. So, and also StarCraft 2, I don't think hit with the way they wanted it to, necessarily. Because of how delayed it got.
Yeah, and I mean, apparently it's not done well. Done as well as they wanted to in the esports.
Well, that's just because MOBAs like took over that space. Like, no one cares about RTSs anymore, really, except for like portions of South Korea.
I mean, I think it's cool if all three of them are going to get remastered. I'm sure people will be saying, "Where's my Warcraft 4?" But I think you're still holding out in
No,
vain for that.
yeah, they're never gonna make a Warcraft 4, like, because they have WoW. What are they gonna do? Like,
I don't want to say never because
I,
there's gonna come that time.
I would sooner see them make another Justice League Task Force video game than a Warcraft 4.
Why?
Because that has a more odds on getting actually made than Warcraft 4.
There you
Because
go.
also Blizzard doesn't make single player games anymore.
That's true.
I mean, Overwatch doesn't have single player. I mean, really. I mean, Hearthstone doesn't have it. Again,
Yeah.
it has it to an extent, but not single.
No,
Like,
it's
story
meant
driven.
for you to play against other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Heroes of the Storm, that's to be played with other
Yeah.
people.
Like Chris Metzen left last year, so.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, they are sort of just going on the multiplayer phase, and I mean, I can't blame them. It's making them money, so until it's not, whatever works for them. But I don't want to hold out hope because there's going to come that time where Hearthstone might become old hat, and I don't feel like I'm hearing anybody play Heroes of the Storm because Overwatch kind of came and I think took a lot of people from there. And
Yeah.
there's other MOBAs to play as well. It's not like people just stop playing Dota and League of Legends and all that. But yeah, uh, but this is good for Blizzard that they are remastering their old games. I enjoy StarCraft quite a bit. Still need to actually go through and beat it and whatever, but kind of cool to be able to play it updated for your system. Speaking of collections, another series that I really enjoy and would love to play on the Switch in America right now, it's only being made for Japan, but being region free, I guess you can get it now. Just won't be able to know what's going on unless you can read Japanese. The three Second Densetsu games, or Secret of Mana, or the Mana series, are getting put into one collection: Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Second Densetsu 3. I would hope that they come with that's the Vita version that comes, not the Game Boy version. But
It'll be monochromatic still.
yeah, never know. I love Secret of Mana on the SNES. It's great. Um, I don't think I've played the third one at all, so it would be kind of cool to come as like a $40 title or something to Switch. Um, and playing them all portably would be a neat thing. But you think it comes to the other regions, or it kind of stays in Japan?
Well, it just doesn't sound like that third game even came to America, so I don't know
No, it
about
didn't.
that. They could put in the money to like translate it, but I doubt it. Like it'll probably just stay Japan only, and then if you want to play it, go buy it there. But I think the translation will be the issue. Like you won't be able to understand it.
Yeah, I think obviously there's going to have to be a lot of people wanting it for it to happen. It might be one of those where they surprise people and it happens, but I'm not holding out with bated breath at this point.
They I think didn't they just translate like Mother, like the first Earthbound game, like a year ago, and it's been like 20 years.
Yeah, people are still. Hey, they did come out with it to the
Yeah.
Wii U, so
Yep.
why not? Harmonix laid off some people. I think this is more of we're making like 3 different games. Rock Band VR already came out. The ramp up that we needed for that is done, so we don't need the people. Um, not to mention, I don't know how many people are going to just buy Rock Band VR either. So,
Not a lot would be my guess.
yeah, I mean, if you have an Oculus and you're really itching for that, I mean, that's cool. You can use your old, I think you can use your old
Guitar.
guitars if you're still hankering for that. You can't play with the other stuff, so you can play with the guitar. I feel like it was just a really expensive way to get more songs, but and they'll eventually kind of Rock Band 4 anyway, so yeah. They also made a karaoke game in SingSpace and that drop mix thing, which I'm still waiting for that thing to probably bomb, sadly. But
That's a card game.
yeah, that card
Yeah,
game,
yeah, that's not going to go over well.
especially with the $100 price tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a board game, not even seen it cost that much money, and that had a video aspect to it. Palmer Luckey gone from Oculus, Facebook, all that. Of course, he got in trouble for the funding the right wing sites that were hating on Hillary Clinton. Of course, he was also in that lawsuit between Oculus and ZeniMax or whatever. He got a lot of heat for all that stuff, so I feel like it was just kind of a matter of time before this happened.
Yeah, I mean, the minute the story broke about him like funding those right wing groups, he disappeared. Like Facebook stuck him in a closet somewhere. and I think this is this is happening like right before I think Facebook bought Oculus like a year ago, so they probably just had to wait out his contract.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of those situations that you just quietly let him go and don't have to worry about it. So
He can become like Notch and just be on Twitter all the day, like making crazy claims.
do you think he works somewhere else in the gaming industry, or
No, I think he just starts something else himself.
probably the only way he's going to be able to stay in it without getting a lot of people just hating?
Yeah, because I don't think he's not going to go to a big company. Like he's too. I think he's just too toxic.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big company that's going to want to just hire the guy at this point. Like
Yeah,
you said.
He'll go work for HTC Vive.
So the Planescape Torment, which I know you're excited about.
Yes. God damn it. Enhanced edition. that should have been the
So if like for me who's never played this, what is it about?
You play a character called the Nameless One. You can't die. Like the whole point of the game is to figure out a way to die, or to kill yourself because you're immortal. You meet up with past incarnations of yourself to an extent. It just has fantastic writing, good voice acting even for the time. Really good gameplay. A lot of weird RPG tropes. Like there's only like one sword in the game total.
Wow.
Like you use like a lot of daggers and clubs, and you can even use like one of your past like right arms as like a weapon. But like just great characters, great art style, stuff, everything. It's like one of my favorite RPGs.
Awesome. So I'm glad you're going to get to play that.
Yes. I'll be bugging you and Adam for review codes. Make sure to get it on Steam, not their stupid Beamdog website crap. Because I think I had to review Icewind Dale like that, and I'm like, no, you idiots, just give me a Steam code.
Beamdog.
Yeah.
Alright, that sounds weird in itself, but
like they should have been their first game, and now it's not their last.
Right. So speaking of announcements, there's a kind of a hidden thing that was sort of revealed this week with, I think without saying it, they didn't mean to, but there seems to be an end to the Spiderman, Marvel, and Sony deal. After the Spidey sequel in 2019, the contract seems to expire, or at least hinted at. Of course, they could always extend it if the movies do well, but the fact that there's, a Venom movie being made, and another, the Black Cat, Silver Sable movie being made that's without Marvel, you think Sony, if this movie comes out and does well, they go, what? You know what? I think we want to make the movies without Marvel again and make all the money ourselves, or is that MCU thing too good to pass up?
I think it's the MCU thing. I think they have to stay with Marvel because their last 3 Spider-Man movies bombed, or no one gave a fuck about them, and no one wants a Venom movie. Let's people say they do, but think about that character. No, they don't. And a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie is just laughable.
Yeah, I would agree with the Black Cat Silver Sable. I wouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there are people that do want a Venom movie. He has an interesting past.
Yeah, but they're all Korn fans, so they don't count.
Yeah,
it would be cool. Like, I don't know if you know about Venom now, but Venom is actually part of the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics.
Oh, really?
It would be really cool if they tied that into like Guardians. Like if they make a Guardians 4, because they're already working on 3.
Right.
That would be interesting. But like, yeah, they're not gonna. I think what are they going to do after this would be my question. Like, let's say the deal falls through. Like, what are they going to do? Reboot Spider-Man for a 4th time? Like,
Or I guess
no.
try to go off and make a third one themselves without the help of Marvel.
Yeah, like I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you saw both trailers. Compare the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer with the Justice League trailer. Like,
Ugh.
Spider-Man had color. Justice League did not.
It's such a simple thing, it seems like.
Yeah, and Spider-Man had things like humor and character development.
That's the Marvel trademark, obviously. Sony didn't do well with the 2 reboots last time.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to look at that and go, yeah. But obviously, it all depends on how much money it makes, and everything Marvel touches at this point makes money. So, I mean, it's a movie anyway, so until that doesn't happen, I think we don't have to worry about it too much. July 7th, here it's gonna be here before you know it. Can't wait for that to be out. But go ahead.
I'd say I'm actually probably more interested in Guardians too, though. But Spider-Man's
Oh yeah, I
up there
agree
for
with
me.
you. Gardens 2 is gonna be great. I'm excited for the Telltale Guardians because I think they're gonna get that right. Hopefully, that's coming pretty soon too, in the middle of this month. But Joss Whedon, this feels like this rumor has been going around forever about this Joss Whedon doing a Batgirl movie. Is he gonna do it? Is he not gonna do it? And finally, it seems like the deal is happening. He's going to write, direct, and produce a solo film for Batgirl. It's going to be part of the DC universe thing. She might even show up in the Harley Quinn Gotham Sirens movie. Obviously, Joss Whedon doing it kind of heightens your interest, but would you want to see this?
No, I have actually no faith it gets made. DC can barely get their Batman movie on track, for God's sakes. Them announcing a Batgirl and a Nightwing movie that they announced like a few weeks ago, they're never getting made. You people are crazy if you think they're getting made.
Yeah, Nightwing seems kind of just out of the blue. Like, alright, let's just make a Nightwing movie, cuz.
Like, why not just make a Condiment King movie, for God's sakes? I mean...
Yes, let's do that.
Like, it would be... I know he has a great reverence for the character, and he probably has enough clout to get it, like, past more stages than you would think, but he's probably going to want too much money for it, or he'll cast someone, like, completely unknown that they won't go for. I think it just has way too many hurdles.
I mean, to be fair, I don't look at the people they cast for. Some of them you had name guys for Suicide Squad, but you didn't have everybody just.
No, but for the 3 mains you did, I mean, Margot Robbie and Will Smith, they're not exactly like unknown characters.
Right,
unknown
yeah.
actors.
Once you have Will Smith, you're gonna get people to be going to see it. And Jared Leto, he has his fan base, so. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that, or they could go the Marvel route and cast people you do know. So, it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested just because like Joss Whedon movies, he does well with female characters, obviously, but like you said, gonna have to see if it gets made. One thing we do know two things we know that are getting made. There's going to be 6 Power Rangers movies, considering what Saban has in store, but they might even make more. A side story on Zordon or Rita Repulsa. I'd be interested in both of those, honestly. And apparently Disney has come out and said that they are planning way past Episode 9, even a decade and a half full of Star Wars movies. Jesus, that seems like a lot.
Where is the Bulk and Skull movie?
Yes, we need to have that buddy comedy.
The epic origin story of those two characters.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Between the two, I would actually say I'm more interested in Power Rangers. Like, Disney whoring out Star Wars does not interest me that much.
I still need to see Rogue One. So
No,
I'm
you don't.
not on board on the.
You're fine. Like, it doesn't. You don't. It won't change your life. Let's just say that.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, those side story movies, are they really going to be able to carry you all the way through like that for that long? You know, I feel like you're going to run out of ideas eventually.
yeah, like that's the issue. Is as a property or as a universe, Star Wars seems massive, but it's focused on 4 characters. You know, Darth Vader, Luke, Han Solo, and Obi-Wan, and that's about it.
Yeah, oh, well, Princess Leia too. But
Yeah. Like, they have this huge universe that they just don't do anything with. So, it's like, I would love it if they made a KOTOR movie, but that's not going to happen.
yeah, probably not. I don't think we can. I think we can certainly bank on that. Probably not having. I agree. I still need to see the Power Rangers movie. I've heard it's really good.
Well, I've heard a lot of mixed things, but the people are saying that are idiots, because a lot of people are going like, oh, it's not as campy as like the TV show. And it's like, yeah, they didn't, like, that's the point. They're trying to make this serious, you idiot. Like, they're not going to have Go-Go Power Rangers playing constantly. Like,
Yeah. I think you'll see the. I don't know that we'll see the 6 movies. Hopefully you do. Hopefully they do well enough where you get to complete the. Uh, I hope we get the whole story here, but you never know. By the 3rd film, people might kind of be burned out by it. You got to worry about that.
yeah, it reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Like, the first one did pretty well, and the second one did not.
Yeah, I mean the first one was bad as it was, and I
Yeah, the
felt like
second,
they kind of just made the second one just cause.
well, the second one's apparently a lot better, but it also, like, no one
Right.
saw it, so.
That's not good. That's sad. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I always feel like the cartoon worked better.
Well, the good cartoon is ending soon, and the new cartoon sounds pretty bad as it is.
Why do they have to end that cartoon?
Because they're making a new one that's focused on magic. Because that's always been a part of the Turtles canon.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all, but whatever.
Remember when they made that like mid '90s live action turtle show with Venus de Milo?
No.
Yeah, the 5th turtle who's a chick.
Oh God, that's why I don't remember it because I tried to block that out.
Yeah, and that had magic in the show. Like, she was like the magician.
Why? God. Well, sometimes they don't always take the best ideas.
Don't forget though, they also had a crossover with Power Rangers, so that'll be one of the movies going forward.
Why not? Let's do it.
I think it was like the Turtles crossed over with like Power Rangers in space.
I feel like I did hear about that,
Yeah.
but also Ridley Scott wants to do 4 more Alien movies if Alien Covenant succeeds. Jeez, everybody just wants to plan all these movies way in advance, and God.
Well, I find 2 funny things about that. The first is, like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, he's like, Aliens does not have enough for like multiple movies going forward. And here we go. Now here we are.
Yeah.
And go on.
You know, I kind of enjoyed Prometheus, but it wasn't, I didn't
It wasn't
like jump out of my seat watching it.
well, it wasn't an Aliens movie. It was just some weird half step. It's like we had the facehuggers, kind of, but not really. And the second one is that Covenant movie has both James Franco and what's the other guy's name? The big dude. Oh,
Let me see while we're guessing here. I mean, it's supposed to apparently be the goriest movie
yeah,
ever.
because that's the important thing. You don't want a movie. You don't need a movie with like good story or anything. It's just how much blood can you have on screen? Oh yeah, Danny McBride.
Michael Fassbender, he's in it.
No, I'm thinking of Danny McBride. It's Danny McBride and James Franco in an Aliens movie. What, was Seth Rogen unavailable? Like, why not just complete? Is it going to be like a sequel to what was that movie? The How High movie, the Kingdom High movie, where they made a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to get stoned together and fight the alien? Like, if that's the case, I'll go see it. But other than that, nope.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it was Your Highness. It was like a stoner.
Oh, that one, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Danny McBride was in that too, right?
He was the main character.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I liked the premise of it. It was funny. In a stupid way, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going with that with Alien, but you know, the franchise does have like 5 movies all spaced out in various formats, so if Ridley Scott wants to do it, again, you're going to run into the risk of by the time you get to the third movie, people may not care anymore, and you're already trying to plan 3 more.
Yeah.
So, Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Dr. Dolittle. If he gets to be a bit more like a PG-13 Dr. Dolittle, I think it could be really good. But if you were talking about a G-rated Dr. Dolittle, then I don't know. What do you think?
What happened to Eddie Murphy?
Is he making movies still?
That's a good point.
I'm just surprised that he's doing this. Like, go from Iron Man to Dr. Dolittle. All right.
I won't have to wear the costume, but I'm kind of wondering how much more Iron Man he has left in his system, because he's doing Spider-Man and he's doing the 2 Avengers movies, but I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I think he's just too much money. Like, he costs too much for like Marvel to keep making Iron Man movies. You know, if let's say it costs $200 million to make an Iron Man movie, and his salary alone is $50 million. It's like, all right.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I think you got to look at it from he's probably gonna get tired of making those movies eventually. So.
Yeah, but I think there's still more, like, there's still more to be mined for that character, more than like a Dr. Dolittle, or
you're right about that. Yeah.
Or those stupid Sherlock movies he did a few years ago.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get another Sherlock movie, honestly.
I think we are.
He keeps talking about it like he kind of wants to do it. So.
Meanwhile, like, I think Jeremy Renner just backed out of Mission Impossible 6 to do more Hawkeye stuff, and I was like, yeah, go man, go for it. No one cared about you in Mission Impossible, the Bourne series, so be the character people want you to be, and milk it for as much as you can, guy.
Let's do it. I think I'm glad that Wreck-It Ralph 2 now has a subtitle. It's about Ralph breaking the internet, So that means it's gonna be even more awesome. I love
Did you
Wreck-It Ralph 1.
did you see? I don't know if I showed it to you, but did you see the shot for the new reboot TV show?
No, I did not.
It is live action.
Why? Well,
It
wasn't the show kind of like a CG sort of ish
Yeah, the
hybrid?
show's
Yeah,
well. The show no, it wasn't a hybrid. It was just CGI
right.
because it takes place in a computer. This show apparently is a group of kids who somehow go into the computer and like I guess fight viruses or something. And my response to that is there was already a show called like that once before. It was called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Don't do that.
That doesn't seem like a good idea, but hey, whatever works for these guys. And I think the last thing we got to talk about here is once again another rumor about somebody directing an Akira live action movie. I'm sort of now interested. I wasn't at first, but now I am kind of, which came out today, the Ghost in the Shell live action. So whether it's the man here from Key and Peele making it, or and apparently already has a script written and could become 3 movies because hey, we can't ever just stop at one. I think it's more about who you get to play Akira at this point than who's directing and who's doing all this.
Well, what's Justin Timberlake up to?
God. He's. I don't mind him at all. He's a good actor.
He's too old, but
Yeah.
like who? What's Could you get Jason Momoa to do it?
No. Just no.
Like that. My problem with I don't know. I don't think the guy it wasn't Jordan Peele. He's a director.
Yes.
It's like what? Why would he do it? Like, don't get me wrong. Get It Out. Get Out is like a great, fantastic movie. That's fine. But he has like no. He's never done an action movie before, or like a big science fiction movie. I don't think. And also, like, how do you do an Akira movie?
Take from the anime, right? And just.
Yeah, but
it would basically be a live action version of the anime. Just you're gonna be telling.
Yeah,
you don't have the. I think they do have manga that goes further though, right? So you.
Yeah, but I don't think the Akira movie. I don't think Akira itself, like a mainstream audience, like that doesn't have a lot of cachet with them. I would say, and there's kind of a lot of like intelligence stuff in that movie that are just going to go past people's like foreheads or heads. Like they're not going to
definitely,
grasp it. So they're going to have to dumb it down for like the Transformers audience to get into it. It'll have Tetsuo like becoming like a Megatron and just destroying Tokyo like that instead. But yeah, they've been talking about a live action Akira for 15 years. That's about as long as they've been talking about a Metal Gear movie and about a Halo movie.
So I think we're probably talking about it not getting made. I think at this point.
Yeah. I heard that Ghost in the Shell movie is just not good.
Oh, that makes me sad. But I guess we should have expected that, right?
Well, how could after the excellence of Dragon Ball Evolution, how can you go any higher? Like they've tried and failed to make live action movies out of Dragon Ball, Avatar, now Ghost in the Shell. Like the fourth time is not going to be the charm. Like you guys just leave it alone. Like, can you name one good anime to live action adaptation?
No. But I mean, it's like the video game movie. It's not stopping them from doing it.
Yeah, but someone should stop them and go no, and hit them on the head with a hammer. Like they talked about them making like another Assassin's Creed movie, and I'm like, no, you guys tried, and you guys failed. So should have made the first one better.
But yeah, so I think that's kind of covers everything here. There are obviously we already talked about press the Persona 5, the game everybody's waiting for, coming out on Tuesday. Has Been Heroes is out on Nintendo Switch and other systems. I just got the Switch review code in my email over doing this. So there's something else I got to sit here and look at this point. But you also have Snake Pass, which that's actually a really good platformer. It's out for Switch and PS4, Xbox One, PC. Definitely, I think you should go check that out. Of course, the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 is there, and MLB The Show 17, which I'm sure if you're a baseball fan, you already got that on your list, or you're buying it, or whatever. Next week, if you're not waiting on Persona 5, you got the Parappa the Rapper Remastered, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Yeah.
No. Like, I like Bulletstorm as it is, but them going, oh, it has Duke Nukem in it. It's like, that is not a pre-order bonus. Like,
no.
That actively makes me not want to pre-order that game.
I agree with you. It makes me not really care at all.
And that trailer they made for it like a week or two ago was hilarious.
So yeah, and you also got the Lego City Undercover coming to the current gen consoles, Switch, Xbox One, PS4. So that's cool. I've heard that it's actually a pretty cool game. I never played it on Wii U. And you got Blackbird Crossing as well. So some good games coming. Of course, like I said, Persona 5, the game everybody's waiting for. Can't wait for Tuesday to show up. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure you are waiting for that. Are you getting it sent to you, or are you?
Yeah, it's Amazon, so I already paid for it. Like, I have to pay like $1 more for it, but it's getting shipped to me, so it's only $75 too, which is nice.
Not bad, not bad. Well, until we talk again next week, see you later, everybody.
Later.
The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.